Hello, hello. Welcome to Inklings with Irena, the weekly energy show connecting you to your intuitive guidance system. And today it's all about what to do when the stress hits the fan. Just kind of a funny play on words, but there are three very specific things that you can do, that you can add into your routine, even in a party, in a social setting, maybe it's at a networking conference, that can ease the stress of the moment. If we haven't met yet, by the way, my name is Irena Miller. I'm an intuitive energy coach, and I've been guiding women for over 2 decades and what to do when stress hits the fan, when these challenging moments pop up, how they can move through the moment with grace, with ease, with just a feeling of joy. Because too often, what happens is when I'm talking with clients in the very beginning and they're telling me about the conferences they have coming up, the different positions, volunteer positions that they're a part of, the boards that they're on, there are stressful moments, and I hear over and over and over that phrase that keeps being repeated is, I just need to get through this. You know, when I get to the end of this year, then I'll be able to breathe a little bit easier because it's just a challenging moment. Now, these are highly educated women who have degrees in all sorts of wonderful, logically mindseted, what do I want to say? But, engineers, executives, national salespeople who are very mindful and very aware, and they don't want to wish their life away. They don't want to survive. They want to thrive in the moment. And that's part of the reason they're coming to me. They're awake and aware of this. But at the same time, it's still that feeling of, I just need to get through this. Buck it up, you can do this, or just push through the pain. You're almost there. So often those things I hear on repeat when I'm first beginning to work with my clients. So what I want to do is I want to share with you what I've been sharing with them over the years so that it doesn't have to be one of these things where the joy and the easefulness comes at a later date or time. And many of us are already aware of that. We want to enjoy this moment now and live life to its fullest. But our actions mirroring and matching our words and our heart's intention. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So the very first thing I invite anyone to do when the stress hits the fan is take a moment to just breathe. That old adage, before you say anything, take 5 or 10 deep breaths. It really is an important and powerful practice. Now, why is that? So often when people are bucking up or just pushing through to get through the moment because there's a difficult conversation that needs to be had, or it's a networking event that maybe there's not much enthusiasm of going, or it's an uncomfortable situation where, it's a moment where there are people in the audience that maybe are not the nicest to you. So what to do in that situation is check in with your breath. Your breath is your life force. And when we're bucking it up, we have a tendency to brace. We have a tendency to hold, like we're getting ready for the hit. We're getting ready for the punch. And we hold our breath. That's going to make the moment much more challenging. Our energy gets pulled up. We feel more anxious. Our nervous system is definitely not calm. So I want to invite everyone who's in that moment of stress to notice your breath. Is the breath moving through the body, or is it being held? The second aspect of that is just the length. So it's a little bit more of the advanced detail to notice. The length of the inhale and the exhale. So is the inhalation longer than the exhale? And that's a sure sign that your energy is getting pulled up, 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 and it's going to put you into a fight or flight response, and it's going to add stress to the moment. Elena, how fantastic to have you. Welcome. And Amanda, welcome. As you jump on, say a quick hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I love to know who's tuning in from around the world. So breath. Breath is the first place to go. And this is something that can be done easily when you're in conversation with someone. While they're talking, just notice your breath. Are you holding your breath? Are you becoming red in the face or blue in the face? Breathe. Start to encourage the breath, the inhale and the exhale, to become even in length. Now, the next aspect of this to help you when the stress hits the fan is color. So maybe you've heard phrases like, ooh, they were seeing red, or, the bull chases after the red, and red is a fun color. It's popping up a lot today for me. Maybe people paint their dining rooms red because they hear how it helps with digestion. It's wonderful for increasing appetite, or a cheery, bright yellow kitchen to lift your spirits. Colors have an effect. So when you might decide, got a little beep interruption there, you might decide to incorporate a little bit of color into the situation. And here's the interesting and exciting thing. Color doesn't have to necessarily be worn or seen or visible to have a positive effect on yourself or anyone around you. This is one of the best, most fabulous techniques. It's kind of one of these insider secrets, a tip that I'm sharing with you that I normally reserve just for my clients, that I learned from my very, very dear energy teacher, the one that I apprenticed with for 3 years, studying at her feet, learning. And she shared with me, imagine yourself standing out in the sunshine, and this beautiful golden ray of light washes over your body. And what will happen is when you imagine that golden light around you, like you're in a little golden bubble, it will diffuse the intensity of the conversation. I have had such miracles happen when I just envision myself in a golden bubble. It's hysterical, but this tip alone will save such heartache. And you can use it where it doesn't cost much. And what I mean by that is that, for example, one of the times when I used this, I was in line at a pharmacy, and the weather was, decent. It was pleasant outside, and I decided, okay, to be quick, I'm going to go to the outside pharmacy window. And I lined up in front of a man who was in front of me, and then there was a woman behind me, and we were waiting. And we were waiting, and we were waiting. And all of a sudden, the guy in front of us just had it. And he started pounding on the pharmacist's window. And he was so aggravated and irate. He just started yelling. And I started to get a little concerned because the anger was escalating. And I looked at the woman behind me, and we kind of exchanged a look. Basically kind of, one of these mental telepathy moments, like, maybe we should go inside. It's getting a little dangerous out here. And I realized I wasn't in imminent danger. If you are, get the heck out of Dodge. So I decided to utilize one of my energy practices, and I grounded, and I imagined myself in that golden bubble. And the most amazing thing happened. This man in front of me, who had been yelling and shouting and screaming and pounding on the window, all of a sudden it was just like somebody took the air out of the bubble and he deflated. And he turned and he looked at myself and the woman behind me, and he said, I am in so much pain. It hurts so badly to be standing here. And I thought it would be faster at the outside window. They're just ignoring us, and I need to sit down so desperately. Who would know that anger was coming from a place of such hurt and such pain? And when the moment was diffused, just by simply imagining that golden light, it was amazing, right? That definitely had a positive effect on the situation. Next thing you know, the pharmacist came to the window, she opened it, she filled his order, and he went on his way. But it was just that moment of diffusing tension. So if that alone is the only thing you remember in this moment, it is one that will change your life for the better forever. Now, the final one I want to talk about, and hello, Murphy, I'm glad you're here. So the final one I want to talk about, which is also a fabulous technique, it has to do with the eyes. And I want to encourage you, when there's a stressful moment going on, notice what your eyes are doing. If it's a conversation with a stinker or a buster, are your eyes darting around? Are you looking somewhere else? Are you glaring? What are the eyes doing? Because that will tell you a lot. The other thing too is to notice the light in your eyes. If they've turned out, if they've gone dim, that means you've checked out. You've checked out of the party. And to deal with stress in that way is not the most effective. So the breathing, the deep breathing, is going to turn the light back on in your eyes and get you in the present moment so that you're less likely to get energetically whacked. And then finally, when you're using your eyes, I want to encourage anyone and everyone in a stressful moment to go back to that phrase that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And there's a moment in time, no matter how stressful, that we can find the good in the moment. This is something that was a lesson that was passed down to me from my great aunts who were nuns via my mom, was to always find the good, to always see the good. And it reminds me very much of that practice of gratitude. You hear so often about the attitude of gratitude, practicing and writing in the journals. What are we grateful for? But what about cultivating our eye to see the beauty? Even in the stinkiest, most challenging of moments, can we find one aspect or thing that's beautiful about the situation or good, that's beautiful or good about the person that's being engaged with? Because here's the thing, that shifts the experience. It shifts the energy that you're putting off that they're experiencing. You know, there's an old out-of-date way to protect yourself against bad vibes that really just creates more harm than good. It's that imagining of the mirror up and reflect back the energy that they're sending to you so they know what they're doing to you. But what happens is they get whacked with their own junk and they don't realize that it's theirs. They think it's you sending them bad stuff. So, diffuse with golden light. We're going to just diffuse that bomb to begin with. And we're going to reflect back something of beauty that we see in the moment. And that person is going to feel, they're going to feel that beauty like, wow, and Kim, thank you so much. Thank you about my hair, right? So that's you reflecting beauty back to me. And I thank you and I reflect that beauty back to you as well, that goodness that we see in the moment. It elevates the energy of the whole room. The light comes on in your eyes and the stressful moments begin to dissolve. So these are 3 tips that I highly, highly encourage to be woven into any stressful moment, especially in a crowd, because it can easily be done to help diffuse the stress. Number 1 was, what was number 1? I'm forgetting now. Breathe. Don't forget the breath. It's automatic. We tend to forget it. Breathe. Nice, deep, even breaths. You can even increase the exhale by 1 count as a little bit of an advanced technique. And then take a moment and tune into the color, the golden light. And from the golden light, move into beauty in the eye of the beholder. I'm having so much fun. I'm totally ungrounded. Can you tell? I can't remember my list. I'm glad I brought my notebook to remind me. So enjoy. Have an amazing day. And for those of you who are watching this live and celebrating the Thanksgiving holiday here in the States, please know how grateful I am that you're here. I'm filled with such love and such gratitude to have this time with you. May you have a blessed holiday that is free of unhelpful stress. All right, so much love to you. Mwah! And I'll catch you on the flip side. Thank you, Kim, for coming in. And thank you, Amanda, the extra glow. Yay, that's because of you guys. I love seeing you. So much love. Mwah! Bye, guys. Bye, Kim. Thanks for joining in. And Murphy and Elena. Bye.